Rahubat Yeshua. Today we're reading from the Holy Tabernacle Ministries. We're reading chapter 1, which is called Al-Khaluk, or Al-Khaluk, which means the creation, knowing that the word creation means to grow as we continue to grow. Tablet 7, the creation of your solar system. 19 times 2 equals 38. Lo, 93 billion years ago, your solar system formed out of a gigantic whirling dust cloud and gas as a result of the collapse of that great star Om. 2. Elyun, El, the Most High, El-Ali or El or Illah, who is known as simply Allah, Rab and Yahweh, or Hashem and Re, or Ra, and Anu. All of these names called by all of these people, but is one and the same, who created this universe and the planet called Earth for his blueprint of physical creation. 3. Meaning these two entities, the sky and the earth, mark the becoming of everything to come, and that it was the split of the Most High that controlled everything to quicken and come into being, come to life. So he is called El-Nur, El-Samawati, Well-Ad, the light of the galactical heavens and the planet Earth. This marked the time when the explosion came from carbonating two hydrogens to make helium, and then the combination of the two ages which led to a series of chain reactions exploding and the creation of the Shamsun. That cloud of dust and gas existed uniform in the universe, then it began to collapse. This brought two hydrogen atoms together to form helium. Stars such as your sun stay hot because of the nucleus change in their centers. As 554 million tons of hydrogen H change into 550 million tons of helium He each second of your sun. 9. The remaining 4 million exploded from the center, giving birth to sunspots and electrical storms on the sun. This was the birth of your son, originally called Apsu, known today as Shamash or Shamsun, by the great ruler Anu, the Most High, the highest. Between these two gases of light, fire came into being. The sun's energy comes from the changing of hydrogen H to helium He at the temperature of about 30,175,262 degrees Fahrenheit. Helium burning, giving off hydrogen, which in turn makes more helium. This is what makes the sun a ball of gas which is constantly burning. This turning of atoms caused the explosion and called electrical storm. These storms give off sparks of hydrogen and helium to fling out into the universe. Upon being flung out into the universe, whirling at tremendous speed, these sparks of burning gas began to cool to lessen degree of heat and settle into different places within the universe. We call these planets, stars, and other galaxies. And from your sun's electrical storms came the birth of your solar system, a large universe, a supernova, which exploded. This is the third degree of darkness. This explosion caused the reverse action from expansion to retraction that led to the collapse. This supernova was 1 billion light years away at that time. A light year is the distance light can travel in 1 year. The supernova is a cluster of stars that make a sudden appearance in the sky, generally decreasing rapidly in brightness. Light travels at 187,272 feet per second over a period of 65 and 300 days. This means that light travels 5,874,273,790,000 feet per second each 30 and 1,536,000 years. This supernova was part of a cluster. All clusters move away from each other. A cluster is one of many groups of which galaxies exist, 19 to be exact, in this side of the massive black hole, whose vortex opens every 10 Earth years. After a universal collapse in its center, which is an explosion called a Big Bang, producing the sound of Kha from the word Khalik comes. It is the same sound that each being that comes into the world remembers and says while yet a baby. Now, each universe begins expanding and growing larger until it reaches a point where it bounces off of other exploding universes and begins to contract only to collapse and explode again, creating and reconstruction of new universes. Atoms and cells all do the exact same thing. The human body does it. It grows and expands until it collapses. You call it death. So the universe does the exact same thing it does. When the universe dies, it explodes and causes the reverse of an explosion. The space between galaxies is also getting bigger. So billions of years ago, galaxy was closer and closer before expanding. Before, they had to be a point of starting. This would have all the galaxies crunched together in a small space. 76 trillion years ago, the small dot, or the nukta, exploded, and this was called the Big Bang, which caused the explosion of positive and negative forces, causing the negative and the positive forces to clash into each other. By the will of Elyon El, who is outside of your time zone, making it hard for you to understand just how Elyon exists. This was the very beginning, and the time El-Saya, the time El-Waqt, El-Asra. It says in Al-Quran in the 13th degree, which has been changed to the 103rd degree, verse 1 through 3. The time of the squeezing, when Enocyte souls will be squeezed from their bodies. Surely this is the age when the insane Enocytes are overcome by defeat, except for those who are faithful and work to perfect their being, and are advocates of facts and endure patiently. By the measurements of time, where it began and when it ends, time does not move forward, nor has it come from behind. Time does not ascend upward, nor has it descend from above. Time is now. Now is time. WADU.